Welcome back to Shadow Rift. We're taking on the Necromancers. And so without further ado, let's draw some cards. That's the first step. It's 5 cards for each player. And I've been referring to them as player 1 and player 2, so that's what we'll keep doing. So we got a Wound, a Strike, Lightning Daggers, Might, and Heroism. Well, Might gets us draw a card, and so does Heroism. So we get a Prowess as Might draw another Prowess. So that looks like a pretty good hand for us. And player 2 also gets 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see what they get. Prowess, Explore, Might, Prowess, Heroism. So they also get a Might and a Heroism, which means 2 more cards. They get a Strike, and they get Prowess. So things are starting to ramp up with these extra card draws. So that's a good thing. Now it's time to refresh the town. 2, 3, 4, 5 townsfolk are going to come out, and we get the Mayor, which is somebody can play 2 actions. We have the Smith, spend a gold to get +1 on a hit, making an attack. That's good. We have, oh, well, here's the corpses starting to show up. So the corpse doesn't do us any good. And we have the Farmer, which can give us a Prowess. And lastly, another corpse. Yeah, so as you see, as villagers and guards start dying, you start clogging up our town with corpses. And if you ever get if you don't get 1 villager or wall out in your town, you lose the game. So that's not good. All right, Travelers. What do we have for our Travelers? We have the Explorer. You may put the top card of the monster deck on the bottom. So that's pretty good. Only costs 3 Prowess and 1 gold. And we have, great, the Heretic is back. So that's going to go right back into our town discard pile. We don't like infiltrators, but they do show up from time to time. All right, now it is time for the monsters in play to act. So let's go to the monster area and have our monsters act. All right, so here we are, and we only have 1 monster. We have the Soulthirster. He has 3 damage and 7 health points. So that's going to be hard to get rid of this guy before he gets off the board here. And he's going to move to 3, and what does he do at 3? He kills the child. And if the child is killed, add a zombie. Well, the child is not in town, so he is going to go hunting. We also do not have a guard in town, because a guard would die to protect the child. So we're just going to have to flip cards off the top of the deck. So the first one off the town's deck is the Stonemason. So with no guards and being unable to find the child to kill, kills the Stonemason. Stonemason then goes on the bottom of the Traveler deck. You can purchase him again later. And that is monsters in play acting. And now it is monsters gain power. Well, there's 2 players. We don't have any power cards. 3 is going to go to 5. 5 is still not enough to bring out our Zombie Lord, because the Zombie Lord here needs a power of 6 to bring him out on the board. So he's going to stay there. And with add new monsters, now we're back to our heroes taking their turns. We didn't lose any Might or Prowess cards this time. That's excellent. So we should be able to accomplish quite a bit, I hope. So let's go to the player area and take our turn. All right, so I think it's possible to take out the Soulthirster, but it's not going to be easy. First up, we're going to start with player 2, and we're going to have them do the Explore action. They're also going to spend the 1 gold here off the Heroism card to use the you may put the top card of the monster deck on the bottom. We're going to take that Zombie Lord, stick him on the bottom. We also get to look at the top of the Traveler deck for playing this. And that's going to be his 1 action. He only has that as 1 action anyway. So these 2 get spent into the discard. And we're going to look at the top card of the Traveler deck, and it's the Bard. So we'll leave the Bard there. I think that's going to be pretty good. And we're going to take the Zombie Lord card, which took 6 power to get out, and we're going to put that on the bottom of the monster deck. So the Zombie Lord is not going to be coming out, but others will. He is also now going to take his Strike card, and he's going to spend 2 of his Prowess with the Strike card to do 1 hit on the Soulthirster. So we're going to go ahead, and we're going to do that. And that's going to give him from 3 damage. He's now going to have 4 damage of 7 hit points. So if we can do 3 more damage, we can take him out. His last two he's going to spend and just get another gold into our reserve. So that is now going to give us a total of 5 gold coins out here. And now we're going to do player 1. Sorry, my voice is going here. Player 1 has a cunning plan that I think should, well, it should work, I think. And I guess I probably should have used the farmer. Well, it doesn't matter. The player 1 is going to use the smith. And the smith says spend 1 gold when attacking for a +1 hit. And so we're going to go ahead, we're going to use the smith. I probably should have done this in a slightly more intelligent order, but it's too late now. So we're going to get a +1 hit. So we're going to use strike. And the strike is going to, instead of doing 1 hit, it's going to do 2 hits. And we're also going to play discard the lightning daggers when play the hero to get +1 hit. So we're going to be able to do a total of 3 hits. We're going to have a total of 3 hits, but we will take a wound by doing it. But that's okay, I think. So we're going to do this melee hit. We're going to use the smith to make it 2 hits, and we're going to use lightning daggers to make it 3 hits. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to kill the Soulthirster. That, because we did it melee only, it's going to end up costing us a wound. So we're going to put that in our discard. And we now have killed, because it had 4 damage, 3 more kills it. And it has 2 symbols here, so we're going to get 2 heroism cards, and we're going to start with player 2 and then player 1. So this gets put on the bottom of the monster deck. We're going to get 2 heroism cards for a discard pile. So player 2 is going to be the first one to get a heroism card, and player 1 also gets a heroism card. So that's excellent. And now player 1 has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 prowess remaining. And I think what he's going to do, we could use 2. But I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to spend the 3. So how we're going to do this, we're going to spend 3 prowess here, and we're going to use the heroism as a gold. So 3 prowess, 1 gold. Of course, the wound is not going to do anything. 3 prowess, 1 gold is going to buy us the Explorer for our town deck. So 3 prowess, 1 gold. The Explorer goes into our town deck. So that's another useful villager for us. And that concludes that turn. So once again, very quickly, let's get into the next turn. So let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to draw 5 cards off the top. Player 1, prowess, strike, might, and prowess. So the 2 might cards are 2 more cards. So drawing 1 card and a second card. So a ton of prowess this time, but only 1 strike. But I don't know what monsters are going to come out this time. Probably a lot, because we're going to have a lot of power over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do we have for player 2? A might, a prowess, a fireball, and a prowess. So 2 might cards. That's going to be 2 extra cards. We're going to get 1 explorer and a heroism card. Draw another card. Whoops, I'm drawing from the wrong deck. Sorry. Going too quickly here. Okay, the first might card gets us a seal, and the second one gets a heroism, which we're going to draw another card, and it's going to get a strike. So unfortunately, the seal card is an action. Fireball is an action, so we can only do 1 action unless the mayor comes out. So now we're going to refresh the town. So we're going to take all of our town guys, and we only have 1 town card coming out. So we're going to have to shuffle our town deck, which means then we are going to draw 4 more town cards, and see what we get. So the first one that comes out is the priest. Oh, that's really good. Our second one is the heretic. He's the one where you have to pay a magic to remove him, or the first spell causes you a wound. We have the witch, so that's pretty awesome. It's just some magic. We have the vagrant. We have to pay a gold to get rid of him out of the town. So far we have the priest and the witch, which are useful, and we have a guard. So overall, not a terrible town deck draw. And let's see what we have for Travelers. Of course, we have the Bard. We knew what was coming up. 4 prowess, 3 gold, and we have the Master at Arms, 4 prowess and 3 gold. So those are our 2. So we didn't get any infiltrators this time. Whew, so that is good. So it looks like we have a fairly decent hand, but I think the bad part of this turn is going to be when the monsters in play act and monsters gain power and add new monsters. So let's go to the monster area and do that. Alright, so the monsters in play act, well, we have now gotten rid of all the monsters that were in play. So that's not going to happen. Monsters gain power. Well, we have 5 power, so that's going to make it 6, and it's going to make it a total of 7 power. And that, I'm telling you, could be problematic because up now is add new monsters. Yikes. The first monster we have to add is we get a Reanimator. Now it costs 5 power, so that's pretty good. 6 health points and 2. So that's our first monster. It's going to come out. That costs 5 power. So we only have 2 power left now. But we have to keep going. 2 power. And we get a Blood Feeder. Yikes. When it costs 6 power to get him out, 10 health points. When the Blood Feeder acts, wow, he is just nasty. You can read that for yourself. But he's got 3 power points on him. He's not coming out, though, because we don't have enough power points to bring him out. So all we have to deal with is a 1 Reanimator here. So that's not too bad. Of course, we haven't seen any Shadow Rifts yet. That's going to be add new monsters. And now we're going over to do our Heroes Act. So it looks like we have lots we can do this turn. So to give it a bit of a thought here, and then we'll get to it. All right, I think I know what we're going to do. I'm going to start with player 2 again. Player 2 is going to spend this card right off the bat. He's going to use it for the magic symbol, and we're going to discard it. And the reason we're using it for the magic symbol is we want to boot the heretic out of town. It says a hero may pay 1 magic to remove heretic from play. Well, see a heretic, you are removed from play. You're going back to the bottom of the Traveler deck. At least I think that's pretty sure how that works. And now he is going to He's going to go ahead. What was he going to do? He's going to go ahead and use Fireball. And Fireball is a ranged hit. And with the Fireball, he's going to use the Witch. So the Witch is going to use her magic to power up his Fireball spell. So this Fireball spell he's using with the aid of the Witch is going to allow this to be a ranged attack doing 2 damage. So our Reanimator is going to get 2 damage of 6 hit points. Now that was his action, so he can't use this because that's an action. He could do a quick action, but I kind of want to have him with 4. I kind of want to use the 4, or do I want to do that? Yeah, I think I want to use the 4 prowess, so we're not going to do the strike. Although we could do the strike, take a wound. Oh, what to do? Yeah, let's go ahead. He's going to use the melee strike. He's going to hit the Reanimator for 1 more damage, causing him to have 3 damage out of 6 hit points. Of course, that's going to cause him to get a wound in his discard pile. So wounds add up. And he's going to take the 4 prowess he has here. And with the 4, he's going to go ahead and he's going to buy another seal because he's the magic guy and he's getting ready to seal gates if they ever appear. And that's going to be the end of player 2. Now player 1 is going to make this a ranged strike. So he's going to use his strike card, play 2 prowess, making it ranged so he won't take a wound. That's going to do 1 damage to the Reanimator. So now he has 4 damage of 6 hit points. So it looks like we can pound him down pretty good, leaving me as well with 4 prowess. And he is going to use the ability of the Priest. And we're going to have him... or are we? Yeah, we're going to use the Priest for monsters lose 2 power points. So the Priest is going to do that. The monsters only had 2 power points. They now have 0 power points. So that is pretty good. I have 0 power points. Excellent. And do we want to bring the bard into town, or do we want to use this 4 for something better? I think we're going to use the 4 to buy another thieving strike. So we're going to buy another thieving strike card for player 1. And that's going to be the end. So we didn't buy any of the travelers. And we're also going to spend one of these coins, and that's going to dump the vagrant out of town. So a hero may pay a gold to remove the vagrant from play. So we spent a magic to get rid of the heretic, and now we just spent a gold to get rid of the vagrant. So we don't want to clog up our town deck with a bunch of infiltrators. And that's going to conclude this episode. So no, we've not built any walls. We haven't closed any shadow rifts yet. But we're building up our decks, I think, in a pretty good fashion. We've had a handle on the monsters so far. They haven't been taken over too badly. They've done a few nasty things, put a few corpses in town. But I think we're not doing too badly. So join me next time for the continuation of Shadow Rift. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for subscribing to my channel if you do, and thanks for liking my videos with thumbs up. I really appreciate it if you do that as well. So I will see you next time for the continuation of Shadow Rift, the first edition, and we're playing against the Necromancers.